Hello, folks. How to see everybody tonight? All right, on Mr. Okay, Zoom. No Zoom if you can see the picture and you can hear. So, Mr. Keith, send me a chat, would you please?
You're good.
All righty. I like that. Live, guys. It's live. Okay. All right. YouTube, how you doing? Facebook, how you doing? You ready for tonight? Facebook, I'm gonna hammer you tonight. YouTube, I don't care how many likes I have. I'm gonna go ahead and hammer you too. Why? Because I can. Who's hammering me? Is hammer bad? I don't know. All depends how you take a look at it. Yeah, I'm reaching over for a bottle of water from the mountain. Can you see it? It's got the bottle from the mountain. All right. Boy, it's been a crazy week with all the. I think every client came out of the woodwork this week. I'm working on a special project for someone on affidavits. It's in one of the rooms. Also, we're in Pinecrest. We're also on the blog as well. So, also another thing. I want to let you know I haven't advertised it yet, but I'm going to advertise it now. And that is, we're going to have a special sign-up for folks that really want to get into the corporate credit business. It'll be a monthly program fee. It won't cost you an arm and a leg. It will cost you fingers and hands only. Okay? And then on top of that, we're going to go ahead and we'll cover a lot of stuff in the meetings again. And from that point on, we'll see other areas that go on in your life. Now, what I want to go ahead and begin to tell you, why do you see this person here with their finger like this, right? Well, I just want to let you know, based on this, we've had a lot of women calling. I just want to let you know I am so excited that the women that called have just been outrageously rambunctious, and they're hungry. And so they're tired of really being put messed around with. And I'm going to tell you, ladies, the military people, especially the military people, is this. Why not set up your business to where you have, you're going to have so much money available to you. And your programs, this and that. I'm going to guide you all the way. I mean, you serve the country, so you're not more than deserve to have a company. I mean, one thing that together should have something that that you put your hands on. You can go ahead and give back to, like, your fellow soldiers if you want to, or because I know y'all have something. Y'all have something that's really great, and you probably think, well, I don't know if I can get the funding. No, you can get the funding. It's just a lot easier when you have yourself set up in a business structure, and when you go in to talk to people, you can talk to them as, as the CEO or the CFO or whatever area you're in, and you can be coached. If you don't have it, then you can hire someone to speak for you if you want. But if it's like, everyone in a business has a different ability and skill set, and like that's why entrepreneurs get stuck in what they're doing, because the skill set. In the beginning, you gotta wear all these hats. And how do you wear all these hats? And I don't know. That's what stops a lot of you. Don't let that stop you. Women, same thing. Well, I'm not really sure. Some of these women that were talking to me to this until I call this whole week today's Wednesday. The thing is that the things they were saying were such powerhouse, and it's just like, wow, they blew it away. And the thing is that if you have yourself to do something set up, people will listen to you. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. And I'm not saying it has to be that way. It just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to bump up against it. You have this one gal, and she's the real estate end of it as well. And she's learned some other stuff and her business. She got some business credit and things like that. She's doing really well. And business report, the insurance will go those things as well. And go through. Hey, gotta have your website straight. Your phone number has to be correct. So she went all this stuff and got turned down and didn't get turned down, and she got herself a line of credit. Even though, guess what? Even though the web page wasn't right. And I'm not going to say the name of the company, but I can tell you there's a person that's listening now that the name of the company, they know what it is already because they got their credit line. She took all three. And that's up to the person. She took all three. And so, she's using the money. One of them she's using to do the move around stuff. And so that's pretty good. So it's just the women, I'm telling you, you just blew my mind. It's like, wow, you got some great stuff you talk about. It's just packaged in a corporation. It's just awesome. And then also the other lady that we're working with as well. We got her business experience. We got of course, Dr. Brad. We got the SBFE. We also got the credit safe. And, there's other things that we can do. The thing is that you really got to understand is, again, everything's a process. And here's one thing. As you go into a bigger program, you've got to have your ducks in a row. Some of you are working. She works in real estate. She doesn't have so much time to do this. So she made an agreement with the company to go ahead and just build my credit line for me. And instead of, I know I already paid you what I paid you, but I'll tell you what, I'll give you 7.5% of what you get. Just get it from me. I said, you give me full authority to go and I'll run with it. And I'll set up the business. She said, okay. So we're doing stuff like that. So, in this other area, different business level, so, but then this time with the military, this lady, the reason why I say that is two women, not just a lady, there's two ladies that actually called and they're thinking about this, and they're in the military, and this idea, and I said, man, this is a great thing, the military things, you have so much out there, and that you have just starting, because I don't care what, it's like this, however you are in the military, or been in battle, some folks on this were up as well. You want to do something, you want to get back to your brothers. I get it. I mean, we're here to support whatever you need. I'm not going to say we're going to understand some things that you've gone through, but I'm saying we're here to support you so you can get through this particular area of life and develop something, even if it's a nonprofit. We'll help you set up a nonprofit. Nonprofit could get credit. Don't let anyone ever tell you it can't. There's a way to do it appropriately and get it done so everyone's happy. So that's why I had that kiss there with that lady there, because the fact is it's pretty cool. The women call it, they're just, I am looking to have a couple of superstar women go ahead and come on and say, hey, this is what's happening, this is what we're going to do, here's where we want to go, let's go. So anyways, I just want to say thank you for calling this week, ladies. Also, again, military men, give us a call. Just give us a call. Stick around, give us a call. One thing important about everything is that also people in the military and nurses have to walk away because of vaccine and don't care. Here's the thing, you want to know this. The vaccine, nurses having to walk away because of the vaccine. All right? And I'm not sure really what that really all means, and I've read this somewhere in some article, and I'm not sure what it means we don't care. I'm not sure, I read something like that before, and I'm not sure what that means, but whatever you decide to do with the vaccine, that's on you. And yeah, and I guess what I've read before is by people that walk away from the vaccine, we don't have any, I don't really care if you walk away and take it to go. That's up to you. That's perfectly fine. This is still America. We're not, I don't know. I don't always really sell America, to be honest with you. I'll just be real straight. Because I know the oath that the military takes. The 4th, Marine, Army, everyone else takes now, it goes outside of that, it goes to the house. But they've taken an oath paper, to protect the paper of the United States. There's nothing in the oath that says they take the oath to the people of the United States or people for the United States. There's nowhere in that oath that they're supposed to go ahead and dedicate and protect the people. Their oath is to the piece of paper. And most people don't realize that. That's why the military men and women have a challenge, because if they get in a scuffle in the United States to go ahead and, when the military is called into a city or to a state, they have a problem because they don't really want to shoot their people, but the oath is not to the people. It's to the piece of paper. That's why I tell you, when you join us, we tell you everything about why your corporation has more rights, not the LLCs. Your corporation has more rights than you do as a flesh and blood living person. And I know that we all live under the illusion that, oh no, that's not true. You gotta do your homework and dig, but nobody wants to hear this. I know no one likes Trump, but Trump was trying to spill something without worrying about getting shot like Kennedy. Kennedy got shot because he spilled the beans over in Colombia. After he gave that speech in Colombia, they shot him. Sorry, do your digging. That's why I always challenge the people out there that say that, oh, we're going to go ahead, what do you call it, fact checkers? Go dig what I tell you. I'm not pulling anything. Even my customers sometimes drive me nuts. Well, what happens is, what if it's nothing? It's either black or white. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. You're either going to whine or not going to whine. But here's the thing. I do acknowledge the people that are working, building their business. That's courage. I give them a little room to play. Because it takes something. I told you, when I went to do a consulting job for the demolition company, I had to be there a certain time, that's when I agreed to. So I just want to let you know that it's just a whole other game. And I want to let you know, you really got to pay attention. So that's why, again, don't want to take the vaccine. Nurses, no problem. We love you too. Military guys, don't take it, no worries. I'm not in, that's your own body, man. What are you going to do? All right, so that's what I'm going to say about that, because again, we had some calls this week and I wanted to cover stuff like that and really acknowledge all of you. Thank you for what you've done, because it allows us. But also, I do understand the oath that you take at the military, and I get the conflict. I do get it, and I understand, because you have to pick between the paper or killing a human being. In your own country, you're called out to go ahead and bring order to a certain state or someplace. I get it. I so get it. And a lot of people aren't aware of that. If you go back to the military before the Civil War, during the Civil War, and then after the Civil War, it changed. So you gotta do your digging to find out where it changed. 1865, 1867, somewhere there, it changed because the country changed. And that's why I say I question, are we really the United States? We were led to believe. Is that the reason why they took out civics? Just saying. Anyways, let's go back to the corporation stuff. All right, because everything I'm telling you is actually true. Everything, you can Google it, and you'll find out. That's why a lot of people don't run on it. What if you had a president that would run? Even if you have someone that actually spilled the beans and were to run for president and spill the beans, saying, look, here's the real truth about the whole deal. They'd shoot him and put him in the ground because there's too much. All the country now is too big. The biggest one is the MIF, Monetary Fund. IMF, International Monetary Fund. Because the thing is, that's why, again, you go back and study things. Study money. See, if you study money, you'll realize why corporations have so much power. That's why you realize LLCs don't have jack. They don't have any power. That's why you can get bent over and just take it right to the, wazoo. I'm going to be straight out about that too. Again, know you have an LLC now. You start making $500,000 more in business, not business credit. I'm praying you lose a lot of your protection. So that one attorney said straight up, keep finding that link, and I would agree. He said straight up in the link, in the voice thing saying, slice right through the LLC. It's true. When you work for a high echelon part of the, what do you want it? If you call it the court system, pretty high up there. So just go like Joe Bohobo. Alright. So the thing is, I just want to let you know that when you have a corporation, building corporate credit is awesome. Again, I'm going to go over this either this coming week or next week. I have every Dun and Brad number for every state and also the United States. Because it's a corporation. It's not what you think it is. Now, if they really told you why they don't want, here's the thing. Corporations are set up so you can win, but the corporations were set up back then for the higher echelons, but they couldn't just make it for them because then it'd be like a whole other world, right? So they had to go ahead and set it up for everybody, but that's why they don't really teach it. I've learned it through getting beat up. And this is what's so sad. The newbies out there, the youngsters, the ones, I've been in business since 1985. Please. Excuse me, 1995, 2005. They don't know anything. They know the basics. They don't know how to get you in and out of it. You get in trouble, you gotta, and how to use an attorney. I'm not saying don't use an attorney, but you gotta be able to use an attorney and understand how they work so you can actually tell them what you want. A lot of you go with your tail just with your legs, and you're actually paying them. I don't care what kind of power attorney hears it, it's true. If I'm paying you, I don't care if I'm paying you $10 an hour or $140 million an hour. You work for me, you're my slave, and you're gonna do the way I want you to do it, and here's information, look it up and tell me if I'm wrong. But a lot of them don't want to do that because they want to go ahead. There's things they can't go against the court because it's a whole different thing. And plus, each and every one of them, again, I'm going to tell you, Harold Stokes was the best attorney, I'm going to say, on the planet. He was the business attorney, he was the best human being on the planet, and the most straight honest guy, and he's the one that told me everything about the bar and everything about the license, that they don't have a license in any state to do and practice law. Look up Harold Stokes. Yes, he's not here anymore, he's passed away, but Harold Stokes was an excellent attorney, straight out, forthright, and he was even willing to go against some of the system because of the fact of he understood that it wasn't really a fair system. Especially if you don't understand statutes and codes, color of law, you don't understand the Uniform Commercial Code, how that goes involved with certain things. When you understand that code, you can do many things that attorneys won't dare do because they're prohibited from doing it, because they go against the system if they don't do it in the way that is prescribed for the Bar Association. Not one attorney in this United States of America, not the one that's for America, but of America, is licensed. It's not signed by any government. They don't have a license like a doctor. They don't have a license like a chiropractor, dentist, what do you call it, marriage, family, child counselor has a license signed by the state, by the governor. They don't have that. It's just a special assignment by the court. And it's a whole, if you realize that if you understood how to argue in court, and the judge felt that you were well suited in her court or his court, that they can elect you to be an attorney in that court, like right now. You hardly ever hear it, but that's still in the books. They can. If you had that much, and you know how to argue, if you weren't afraid to argue the way you want to argue, and use some of the stuff you can use, but they want you to play. There's rules. You can't step out of this. Well, you can't do that. Well, you can't go way over here. And there's all kinds of silly stuff that a lot of people don't teach you. Then they don't teach. Okay, I'm going to go on something else. They don't even teach you about really commercial affidavits. Commercial affidavits are the most powerful form, and they'll try to tell you it's not so. Even the federal government will try to tell you not so. They'll threaten you. They'll do everything in the world to you because they can. They're the mafia inside of legalistic ways, if you want to say. I mean, I get it. I mean, you're still kind of free in the country to some degree. You're not really free, but yeah, you're free to some degree. And then here's another thing. If you're a person that got in trouble and you can't, and with the law, and now you lose all your rights, your gun rights, you can't vote, well, then how come they can tax you and you can't vote? Isn't that taxing you without representation? They take that away from you. Now, some states you can't vote after a while, so on and so on, but I'm saying they take it away from you, and if you don't know that you can't vote, it's crazy. Do you realize there are 64 million people in the United States that are eligible to vote? That once were convicted, that once they got convicted as a felon, they don't realize they could vote because they've been told they can't, but they can because of the time frame. Do you realize if that got together, if they pulled together and gave up their own differences, they can outvote the vote that people vote on? The average American, their 64 million votes would do outdo because there's someone they're attached to it. So they have over 120 million votes because of the circle of influence they have. But no one wants to talk about that. They can take this whole next election and throw it right out the door. They can put in there who they want. Would you imagine if they got together in their states and elected someone to be in there that understands what it's like to be? There's so much people don't realize. That's what I laugh, because this society has stomped on them and put them down, so they don't realize they have the opportunity to make a huge difference. Because look at the votes they got. And there's no way, and here's another thing, those that had to do crazy time, and they're out now, you're not going to threaten them. You kidding me? And if they knew they could vote, and their family knew they could vote, and they gave up all their prejudice about certain things and pulled together. Because remember, if you vote for one thing and you all vote, it's all for you. It doesn't matter. It's not racial when it comes to certain things in life. So I just want to let you know, guys, there's a lot of stuff that people don't really talk about, which maybe I got off on a tangent. But that's the truth. I mean, everything I just tell you, go check it out. Go check it out. 64 million. 64 million eligible people to vote that the Democrats and the Republicans cannot tap into, because they know who put them where they put them because of the rules and regulations. And there's other stuff I'm not going to say on here, but the thing is, it's a fact. I know it's a fact because I have it in black and white. But the thing is, it's crazy. It really is. You see it, you read it, and it's still in the statutes and codes. You know, you can verify a lot of this stuff. The Library of Congress. It's right there. The Library of Congress. But, who wants to do this stuff? All right, that's why corporate credit, we are so bold and brazen, because we know some things. Some things we're not going to go ahead and step on some toes. Because you know what? All right, you want to play bad boy? Here's another thing. One thing before we go on to building our credit real quick, because I'm going to go ahead and be gone in anyways, is this. You must remember, people talk about sovereignty stuff and I laugh, because they think it exists in the way they talk about it, because it's misread. Do you know who's really sovereign? Is the police department, the people that have the authority, because they can do as they wish. See, people say, oh, sovereign, I don't give up. No, they're the ones that exempt. got to understand really what sovereignty is. They're just like what the kings were. They send their men out. They take the land and do this and do that. That's why you got to pay them their respects. And that's why you can't get upset at them. It even says in the rule, if you get agitated and raise your voice at them, that's considered aggression. And that gives them now the authority to go ahead and hammer you. You got to stay cool and calm. Because the minute you get aggression, and get aggressive, just in the language, you have the right now, as the rule says, now to aggression. Go check it. Fact checkers, go check that one. That's what a lot of guys don't tell you. You have these guys who teach you, hey, you can't do that to me, hey. Man, be cool with them. Hey, I'm just practicing doing my videos, I'm just doing this, I'm just doing that. You can't be aggressive with it because it does state they can cuff you because you're aggressive and agitative, which now threatens their safety. Just saying. So now let's go to corporate credit. Let's go why 7 vendors will approve your report. Here's one thing you want to ask about your credit. When you're building your credit, who are you going to start out with? Who are you going to start out with? The 7 vendors. Now, if you email us at www.corporatecredit-blueprints.com, again, www.corporatecredit-blueprints.com, we will send you a book that has the 7 vendors. You can go apply for it. Now, that's how simple it is. But now also, if you pass that stage, you're into like maybe building the, let's say you're into the credit line stage, who do you want to go after? You want to go after them what? No PG credit lines. And I say no PG loans because it makes sense. And if you understand it. And here's the thing, if you're going to cry about interest rates on the credit lines or corporate loans, you want to say, you need to, this is what I'm saying. This is where I really get where the ignorance comes in. Ignorance is not bad. It just means that you've never played the game before, or you haven't been there, or you think you've been there. See, whenever you're worried about interest in the business, you're in the personal mode. Personal mode, yes, you want to get as much 0% interest as you can. But in business credit, some things make sense. Who cares if it's 80, 90%? You get to right off the top. And some say, well, I'm going to make any money with it. So, you get to write it off and get credit to move forward. So when you start making money, you have something to credit. Get credit. You guys got to stop thinking as a poor pauper. Just because you don't have something yet does not mean it's not there yet. I mean, I'm working with someone right now just personally helping with the real estate with them and stuff like that. And it's like, and I got other things like I'm doing. But the thing is, I don't mind it because I know he knows stuff, but he's working something to balance some stuff out, balances some area in his life out, but it is going to pop. It'll pop again probably by next week, again, another one. But here's the thing. You want to ask who am I going to go to? Another one. There are credit unions that don't require personal guarantees. And they'll lend you $40,000, $50,000. Guess what you have to have? Certain things you have to have in the bank. You got to have a relationship. You got to find out what they are, who they are, what the relationship is. Also, when are you going to do it? When are you going to apply? When should you apply? Like where? Do you want to take your have to be in the state? Like how? How do you apply makes a big difference. How? Why do you want to apply? You have to tell them why you're looking for it. Who are you looking for? Maybe you want to say who, or what? What are you doing? Well, my what is who? What is your what? What am I applying for? And why would I take? Why did this one lady go ahead? I'm just saying her name. Why did Erica go ahead and say yes to all 3 lines? She said yes to the credit line. She said yes to the the business loan, and she said yes to the personal loan they offered. And she knows that the personal loan is going to be a hard inquiry. She was fine with that. And then why the other one? Because what she understands is how to leverage that money and move it around. She knows what she's going to do with it, how to move the loan around, how to move that around without paying the loan off so the loan doesn't have to be redone again. And then also how to use the credit lines. And just as many ways you can use it. So go ahead and just use that only for that. Keep your things solid while she's making the money in the real estate area. Because she's an agent. She's in a different state. So this is set of vendors as you're building, that's why we teach you in the beginning what vendors, what's the purpose of the vendor. Vendors are the purpose to get you a score. Score is going to be your one thing. Just because you get a score does not mean that you have any business credit. Having an EIN does not mean you have established credit. So go to a bank or retailer, try to get credit using an EIN. With no credit established, you'll always get denied. Get a denial. Guarantee. Just get guaranteed. Unless you personally guarantee it, but why would you personally guarantee paper? Like pens? No, don't do that. It's crazy. So, unless you already have good personal credit, you want to go ahead and, like I said, guarantee supply. Don't you ever do supply credit. That's goofy. All right? So building your business credit the right way, you can't start with the roof. You must start with the foundation. And foundation builds so you get, see, everything we do in the beginning builds you to the credit line. Some of you haven't really started with us. You have a lot of this old way of thinking about what once was. Once was is not, doesn't even exist anymore. Once was is done. It's what's now versus the future and what your future is now. And what your future is going to look like, it's either going to look like what you once had, which was a mess, or newly created so it doesn't involve the past. Because you're not going to get back to the past. Leave it alone. You're going to recreate it again and then start pointing fingers at people and saying, see. Let me tell you, I've been through it. I've gone through it. There's times I still go through it. It is crazy. It's just part of what the world's about. You don't think Bezos been through that? You don't look. He even said publicly that Amazon someday is going to go bankrupt. The billionaire said it about the business that he's so passionate about. You guys are worried about what? And don't say, oh, well, because he's a billionaire. No, he started out just like you, worrying and stressing over this. Oh my God, double working, doing that to make this thing work. And then, of course, here's the thing a lot of you don't realize. As you start moving up the ladder with money, other stuff comes at you. It doesn't give you a perfect, relaxed world. It gives you a world with more accountability. That's why a lot of you don't even want to make $1 million. Because you're worried, oh my God. But yet you have the money to do it. He's a billionaire. Probably more than that, but a billionaire. And he still has stuff he has to deal with in the world of finance as well. You're just at a different budget level. That's all there is to it. You can't handle what you're at now mentally. How are you going to handle when you have $200,000 or $300,000? You got $200,000 in bills over the year. You have $400,000 in business credit that you still have available. You're making, $600,000 to take care of certain things. And you find an opportunity to use $100,000 over here to do this. I mean, you're going to be shuffling things around. You've got to be able to do that, not by yourself, but with the team. And then you got to rely on the team to support you properly. Yes. Anyway. enough about business, oh well. So now the next thing is this, you're gonna have to be aligned in business. Aligned does not mean be a mean person. It means you're just gonna have to be aligned and sometimes straight to the point. Sometimes I'll tell people, look, I'm too straight this, and you don't like it too bad. It is too bad. It's not your time, our time. But no. Your emergency is not ours. Like for instance, we give loans out in real estate. We have a whole bunch of loans that we're giving. In fact, I have more leads than I have apps. Finally, I have some people call today. They finally got the leads and they're starting to call on it. But man, I'm telling you. So what I'm saying, we fund rehabs and flips and foreclosures. You get these people that call. The house is going to sale on the 5th of the month of October. This is what? 22nd of September. Oh, but you know what? Oh, this, oh, that about my property. Oh, this. All right, got it. Clear. Then we do the digging. Get child support attachment. Oh, no, it's not me. Give me your Social Security, give me this now. What says it is you? Oh, no, I took care of it. Then you win the code. Hold on, not done yet. Then they say, then you go, well, also, you have $40,000 of tax liens on your property. Oh, that's not me. It's my dad. I'm the truth. We look it up. Social Security number. Tax. Now, this also proves what I've been telling you about Social Security. Debt follows tax ID. Debt follows Social Security for a long time. But if it was the tax ID, tax issue of the business, it will still come into that tax ID. And that's why tax ID is so powerful. You can go create another business and get another tax ID. And then handle it and do what you got to do so it's taken care of. But you can't get away from it. But well, I just want to get some money for it. There's nothing left in your property, my friend. It's down to time. If we go and reinstate it and do all this stuff, man, maybe like $80,000, and then all the fees you get down to maybe $50,000. Yeah, nobody wants that kind of deal. You can't even get a funding for that. Unless you can create it in some ways, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, and they want to go, no, it doesn't work. You can't wait to the last minute and expect things to go the way you want it to go. Man, you all know when you get deep caca. So before you get deep caca, you develop your money now, so when you get a deep caca, you have the money to go ahead and get yourself out of deep caca. Because it's the business money. You gotta understand how to structure yourself. Do you don't think Bezos had challenges? You guys don't know something about Bezos. Go read his book and you'll find what financial challenges he went through. Let's see how close he got to that. Did you know that also might be oh my gosh, I forgot. I have to go. But these some big major companies had filed for BK to pull out. Hey, I'm just telling you folks, it's just, you gotta be aligned in business. And eventually, if you're an entrepreneur, you cannot do it all. And if you're gonna scale your business to even grow, you can't scale it by yourself. Even if you're working another job, you have to find a way to scale it and get involved in whatever you're doing. Even if it means 1 day a week. I keep telling people about the fact, this week we had clients that called, older clients that called and say, hey, I've never set the division, I haven't ordered yet, you said you use one of the divisions to show us how to do it. So this week we'll use the same division for 3 people, and we got the card, and they actually got the card for crowd. Crowd, that's another division. And now, they're going to call me when it gets to it. Because I want to show them how it works. So when they get the other stuff, they don't mess it up. So it's real easy, real simple. When I say real easy, real simple, it's easy when you've done it a lot. The reason why we teach you how to do it is because here, if you're around the battlefield with you out the business world and something happens and you need to do something right away, you want to go, hey, I'll call Coach real quick. can't get a hold of one of them. Well, he's on the line, or she's on the line, or Mary's on the line, or Donna's on the line, Anna's on the line, Drew's on the line. I know what I do. I'll create the music with another tax ID and handle this one, do this, and blah, blah, blah. See, there's things you can do. Even when you lose, you'll win. There's a big reason behind that, because a lot of you really don't realize when you have a corporation that's going to go belly up because you mismanaged it, you did goofy things, whatever it is. That's why it's called divisions, line of defense. We show you even when you do something goofy, you can still win even with that. And what I mean by that is this: why divisions? Because again, it's an SS form. SS form. Why do you think people just laugh when I say Walt Disney? Walt Disney filed bankruptcy at least, I think, 6 times it was. Don't quote me on the time, but at least 6. Give or take. Now, how was he able to do that? Was it really him that filed BK? Or was it the business that had a tax ID? See, that's been done way back then, before some of you were even born. And you think, oh, I know I'm not quoting credit. In fact, I can't even, I'm going to say one thing. I laugh because it's true. I can go ahead and run your business credit on your business. But what if I told you there was a way of you running your business credit, looking at the credit, that there was a way to go ahead and take the credit from the vendor and then become the vendor and take the business credit? I laugh because it's done every day. It's done every day. See, this is how I teach our students to be that vicious if someone wants to attack them. I don't care if it's a fortune. What am I doing? A fortune what? There's a process you can do and it won't cost you a whole lot of money as long as you have everything.
You're packing your bags for the family camping trip. Yeah, your ideal vacation is more beaches and umbrella drinks. And more Wi-Fi and fast data.
Then
no worries. Get YouTube Music Premium to save your music offline and play it anywhere. Create the perfect playlist for falling asleep under the stars.
I used to do it a lot years ago.
That's something you can get behind. Upgrade online or in the new YouTube Music app. Start a trial on us. Terms and conditions apply.
Just saying. A lot of stuff. All right, here's another thing. 3 steps. This is why I talked about your line of defense. Your line of defense is so important. Your line of defense is so important. Up here, you build your corporate credit. Down here, you pass it to your children. If you have credit up here and nothing down here, you are insane not to have it. You can have a credit line. A credit line can be moved down here and still have here. A lot of people oh my God. All the cards you have? Holy Mother Mary and Joseph. Peter and Paul. Anyways, this is what we're teaching. Now let me tell you, we in the program that I'm advertising that I'll be putting out next week, you'll be able to sign up for a monthly fee, and we'll get to this because we're going to start everything from the beginning, then we're going to get to this. But we're going to stop right here because once that goes in, then there's another level inside the fee. The fee is to get you started so everyone can get started. All right, so now, this is one powerful piece of equipment. All right, next thing is this. I keep telling you about real estate. And I keep saying it because that's the most formal. I'm going to tell you, some people been in real estate in this room and they got hammered, beat up, and booed off stage because of what who they had handling. I understand it. I get it. I mean, I had some people work for me too that would go, that stole from me as well. Absolutely. I get it. It's just, I'm going to say, no matter what business you're in, people are going to steal from you. I hate to tell you. You might see me. I don't care if it's your family. They're going to steal from you. Let's just talk straight, be honest with each other. They're going to take a pen, they're going to take a pencil, they're going to take a tablet, they're going to take erasers, you're going to take paper clips, pins, stick pins. That all adds up. That's why in the office I have a section that once a month I fill up. I say whatever you want, sign out what you take. You can keep it, but sign out because I need to know so I can write it off. You like this inventory text like, oh, I got to order it. Because they take it, especially when they have kids. I buy the color pencils, the color markers, and this and that, and I put kids section. Because they're going to steal. So I don't want them to steal. If you go over there, you have permission, you take one each, you have to do kids, one for each child, but this will be the kids, the car. You know, grandmothers, whatever it is, hey, this way they don't have to steal. That's what a lot of businesses don't realize. You know, they have these honest boxes. We're having someone's local thing, they're going to take it quick here, so I understand that. I understand that. So the thing is that you want to begin to understand is that when you're working and developing your business, take everything you don't have to steal. Make a place for the stuff that you don't even when school comes around, when we take the door, we put backpacks out. And we put what's in the backpack. And if you have 4 or 5 kids, okay. We already know how many kids you have. So we go ahead and put the backpack. We have some grandmothers or grandkids you have that are school age. This way they don't have to steal. And then you have on the other side, like I said, you have stuff that people just normally take home. Or I need an extra pen, whatever it is. Oh, I took my pen off my desk. I took it home. They go take it and put it back down on the desk. Then I have a supply room that's locked. There, it's monitored. Here, they got it right on the tab. And then we buy that cookie box. And that box that comes out, you pick every, whatever, they spend 50 cents or whatever it is. It's an honor system. We put down, don't be selfish, just take one, blah, blah, blah. And then we order it. I mean, you guys got to understand is that people want to know that if you don't give them stuff they don't have to steal for, and they can take it honestly, they're going to work for you and realize they don't have to take it. Then they can ask. They can ask. So they, hey, there's no chance like this. Oh yeah, sure, hold on. It's locked up. I'll call you and see what's on. I said, put that one place. See, you never asked them. So anyway, this is why you learn about it. I don't know where they came from, but anyways, the real estate, that's the most important part. That will make you money faster than anything else. And this is what I keep telling you. We're willing to give you money. Go ahead and make it. And the thing is, you're not even willing to put in 2 hours of money. Here with us, you'll be able to earn income if you don't have a business. I'm not asking you to go ahead and get into the business and stay in the business. I'm asking you to get in the business until you get yourself on building a business and get into the business you want. And you actually have this business going. Hey, you want to pass on to someone that's like, hey, I like doing this, then you can do it. If not, then while you got your business going, you still can stay with us. And we'll help you build your business to what you want. This is to give people a stepping stone that are up to making some extra money to go ahead and pay for the corporation. Even if it's to make an extra $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 a month, I know right now there's some people out there, even myself, I would love an extra $3,000 a month. It's this way, if you spent it, you're not taking away from the money that you're making for the household already. So, now, with that said, also, this is another thing, is that there is a bulletproof strategy that we do have. We have a bulletproof strategy. In fact, it's getting stronger and stronger. And pretty soon, this is going to end up changing. This will not be free. We will eventually start charging for it because it's so powerful and it's using the money that we have that you can use. Go ahead and give it to me. Fix and flip real estate. You can actually make money from real estate without within the next 45 days you can have your first check. So you want to understand that the avenue is really awesome. It allows you to be a pioneer. No one's ever offered anyone to make money this way. Use our money to make money for yourself by selling the money that we have. Make $2,000, $3,000 a month, $6,000 or more a month. The reason why I said cap at 6 is there's never making more than that. If you never made that kind of money, consider what a hard time is. You get an extra $1,000, every $1,000 you and then you get the bills, you get $3,000. Okay, I made $3,000, so I can do this. Okay. I mean, this is extra income. But here's the thing: you develop this skill set for your business. And if you have a business, you might be good at this, and you create a little division for this to generate extra income. If you want to know how that works, call us. We'll tell you. All right, so this is just an idea for you to go ahead. Wow, okay. I mean, we really do care about you making your money, so you can go ahead and we want you to join with us. So if you make some money and you're able to afford to go ahead, even the monthly fee by doing that, that's awesome. So that's the most beautiful thing you can do. So anyways, just give us a call at 888-471-4252, extension 2001. Give us a call and we'll go ahead and talk to you. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the visions? If you already have your business set up, let's talk about the vision of days of changing your credit and building your credit down so you don't have to use any, avoid as much as we can on the personal guarantee. Also, another thing, just go to www.corporatecredit-blueprints.com, www.corporatecredit-blueprints.com. Send an email there. Go to the page, put your information in, and we'll send you a book. All right? So anyways, I just want to say good night. Thank you for being here. Most of all, just remember, you make a difference in the world. Yes, you do. So, thank you for being here.